The Perseverance of the Saints. Part 1. While Pastor was preaching, I saw an angel called the Perseverance of the Saints, and I saw myself in a desert. The angel stood beside me, holding onto my hand and pointing out the lay of the land. He was dressed like royalty in gold and purple, but with time he put on a cloak of gray and brown over it, and this gave him a lowly and unattractive look. His physique also changed from a strong, majestic being to a stooped old man, like Gandalf the White from the movie Lord of the Rings. I saw him as he was, and as what he became, but the world saw him only as the old man. Some people saw him as he was, and fewer recognized the drab garments as representing humility and submission. It was as though he knew the questions that were going through my mind, and he said, "The perseverance of the saints looks unattractive to the average Christian because suffering and sorrow are attached to it, and no one wants to carry their cross on their backs to follow Jesus. They would rather hang a representative of the cross on their necks in order to feel spiritual." Because of a lack of perseverance, the church has not grown as much as it should, and this will be a major trap because the perseverance of the saints will help keep your hope and faith alive. It is called the perseverance of the saints because it is not the perseverance of one man, but the saints. It is held in the unity of the Spirit, in the bond of peace. The unity is held in the Spirit, and your perseverance is to be held in that realm. In the Spirit, you are to be one. When one servant's perseverance fails, the perseverance of the others in the bond holds him up till he can stand on his feet again. After saying this, we moved to a place that had two gates, one on my right and the other on my left. The gate on the right side was labeled Upper Egypt, and the other gate was Lower Egypt. Lower Egypt. As we walked through the gate into Lower Egypt, it looked like a marketplace, except that everyone lived in this marketplace. There were various sections of the market, just like any other market. One was the pottery section, and another was the jewelry section, but we stopped first at the pottery section. From afar, the pottery section looked like authentic bone china and the delicate Ming Dynasty vessels. But on a closer look, we realized they were all fake, and some were made of sprayed plastic. Mud was being used to mold them instead of clay. I asked a merchant at his stall why they weren't using clay and why plastic products were in their stall when it was a pottery shop. The merchant replied, "It's not important what material we use to make the vessels. As long as it looks like those vessels, then it's good enough. Every vessel we make has to be just right for Upper Egypt, the main center of trade." And with that, he moved on from me. I turned and stared at the angel with confusion clearly written on my face, and he said, "Lower Egypt is a servant of Upper Egypt, and Upper Egypt masquerades like Zion. It may pretend and spray its vessels to look like gold, but those vessels cannot pass through the fire. Those vessels are sent to Upper Egypt, all proud and pompous, heads held high. Most of them are not even aware that they are fakes. When the fire comes to them, they will be melted like snow in summer. Those made from mud will find the gold sprayed on them peeling, and their dirt revealed. Those vessels are the people of the world who have come into Egypt thinking to somehow become warriors of Zion. When the merchants are done with the vessels, they will pass them to the goldsmith to spray them with gold and intricate designs. When the goldsmiths of Egypt are done, they will pass them to the jewelry merchants to fill them up with idols and load them on the wagons bound for Upper Egypt. It's easy to save them while still at Lower Egypt, to encourage them to wash the mud off them and scrape the rubber off in spite of how painful it might seem. The 12th of May, 2023, Sister NJ. Copyright, Gamwatch.